It's 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Do you know where your husbands are? From coast to coast. From sea to shining sea. It's 8 p.m. Spartan, kick that like button for me one time. Ooh, baby. Welcome in. Welcome back. Oh, guys. The knife community is abuzz with so much drama. So much drama. And I know that many of you guys read the title of tonight's live. Sometimes I do themed live streams where I just got a question on my mind and I'm interested in what you have to say. And when that's the case, I'll theme the live stream. Let me make sure I got my chat up. Hold on. Are we live? Is the mic hot? Is it hot? The theme of tonight's live is quite simply, do we ask or expect too much of knife makers? Now, many of you guys, like, for example, Lone Star Cowboy, welcome in, might be thinking that this is in direct reference to Bark River Knives. This was actually brought up in the last live stream, which was crazy, because I'm pretty sure that's when the news started to drop that apparently Bark River Knives was utilizing knife kits from China to supplement their inventory while also labeling it as USA made. Now, USA made, you have to understand something. They didn't technically lie about that because the standard definition is 5 or more processes or procedures or whatever done here. It's like a technicality, right? It's a technicality. It's been brought up before. It's not the first time. Like, shoot, I remember years ago. Shout out to my man, Jared Neves. Neves Knives brought it up in a video where he said, listen, made in America or made in the USA doesn't necessarily mean it's 100% made here. Like, how far back do you dig, right? Does the steel have to be mined here? You know, like, can you get parts from overseas? What if the blade's done here and the handle's done there? Like, there's a lot of confusion, but technically if there's enough processes or procedures that take place in the making of the product here, then you can label it as American made. Now, where they did lie was in the steel. And for those of you who have been in the Discord or been following along with the situation online, there's been a lot of kerfuffle about it. Obviously, Bark River Knives is huge. I was late. I heard about it during the live stream. So, like, what's your opinion? I don't have one. Or I didn't. But they definitely lied about the steel because they stamped it as 154 cm. But it was like 9CR 18 MOV because they're knife kits from China. They did a press release. I want to say it was like Facebook or Reddit. One of those two cesspools. And the owner gave this really tearful goodbye, like, oh, we wanted to pay our employees who also felt terrible. Yeah, I feel so sad. Pay me. You know what kills me, though? When makers are open and honest about what they need or where they are at with their business, the knife community almost always responds in a positive manner. I'll give you an example. Tons of people hate Greg Medford. Greg Medford was also going through hard times. You know what he did? He said, well, guys, I want to make more knives for you. I want to do something special. I need you to invest in the company. So here this is. Here's the black card knife. And he did promise it to be delivered in a year, and he kind of doubled that. But he was honest about it. It's like, I want you to invest in my company because this would help keep us going. This would give us something cool. And it wasn't a cheap knife either. Like $1,000. You get your choice. Long story short, he did that. They made a comeback. Medford Knives is going strong now. He didn't resort to lying to his customer base. It's amazing. The knife community is full of amazing people that are there to support. I've been on the receiving end of that. I know what that's like. It's incredible. So many amazing people in this community. When I say the community, I mean the knife collecting / enthusiast / user. Like, we almost always come together to help people out. Companies, channels, other individuals. And so it's kind of disappointing when they're like, well, like, we wanted to provide another couple weeks of runway. Really? Because I'm pretty sure if you had just gone to the public and said, hey, we can't afford to do this, or maybe we can't get our steel sourced here, but this is what we can do, and it'll still be USA made because enough of it is done here. I am positive they would have actually had more success had they been upfront and honest about that, rather than lying, misstamping the steel, and then coming out with crocodile tears later like, feel bad for our employees. It's Mike's fault. But don't blame Jim. I'm not trying to give y'all who are Bark River Knives fans a hard time. These are just my personal thoughts. I'm not even a fixed blade guy. I just happen to be a person with an opinion. So when people say, oh, I feel bad for the employees, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. And for one specific reason. Sure, the employees said that they felt bad, that they felt awful, misstamping the steels, grinding on these Chinese knife kits. But they did it anyways. Yeah, the alternatives are not great. But don't feed me crocodile tears. You did that because you felt like you had to, or you wanted to, knowing full well that what you were doing was dishonest. So why? So you could get paid. Your integrity is never cheap. Unless you decide to sell it in the first place. Off with their heads. We don't have room for liars in the community. It's a shame that they didn't realize that the good people of this community would have supported them. I would have supported them. I would have bought a knife. I've done it before. And I know I wouldn't have been alone. But instead they went this way. So honestly, I'm glad that they're gone. We don't have room for that. But now it raises the question, knowing full well, having this full-on display, that makers with a lack of transparency might be utilizing some things that are not made here, albeit knife kits, blade kits, blanks, hardware, whatever. Knowing this, it makes you ask the question, is it only Bark River Knives? Does there need to be a witch hunt? I don't think so, guys. I think sometimes you just got to enjoy what you have. Enjoy the community as it is. These things come and go. It wasn't that long ago that Hoback was, putting out his own crocodile tear story about how he tried to tell people that some of his knives were made in China, but those pesky retailers wouldn't listen. Hoback used to be a very, very popular maker. Can't lie about these things. Just can't lie about these things. That's my opinion. On that, let's go ahead and start saying hi to the good people in the chat. What's up, Ian? Vavelski? Steve! I had a shot of hot sauce. Leave me alone. What's up, Blind Move Fury? Good to see you, man. Welcome into Henry G. Ground Fog. We got Wicked Dream Designs in the house. What's up, man? Welcome into Joe Kasperick. We got Stonewall Bradford Mitchell. Hello, all. Afraid I can't respond until 10 p.m. After 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am raiding in World of Warcraft, and 25 people are relying on me.
Epic fail.
I see where your priorities are. Good luck with your raid, man. Welcome into Neil McKenzie. We got Knife Mom. Did I say hi, Ian? What's up, Ian? We'll say hi twice. Welcome into Top Dog. Says, boys and girls, word of the day is deja poo. The felling you have heard is this. The felling you have heard this crap before. The feeling. Yep, there you go. There you go. Especially if we're talking about knife makers who lie. There you go. 100%. We're going to imagine that that's what you mean. He also says, I got a needle shot in my eye. Damn. That sounds uncomfortable. Not fully recovered. Vision is blurry. We'll be listening, but not responding to the chat. Hey, we're glad you're with us regardless. As long as my mic is working. / unmuted. I think it is. It's not showing as muted. I would be so pissed if I looked down and saw that my mic was muted this whole time, but it's not. What's up, Cat Scratch? Good to see you. Welcome into Southern Cali. Says, what are the odds our boy shows up exactly on time? I'm like Gandalf, baby. I'm never late. I always show up exactly when I intend to. Most of the time. Good to see you, dude. Welcome in. Did I say hi to the Ponds? Welcome to Jim Miller. Says, having internet problems. Damn, man. Or are you talking about me? I did an internet connection test before I went live. I did my checks today. I did them. Welcome into B Devious. Says, AD22 coming? I don't have one coming. I got other cool stuff on the table, though. I've got so many good knives to make videos on. I am shaming myself for being so far behind. Shoot, what the heck? We'll just go ahead and share some of the ones that came in. Boom. People have been asking me about this one recently. This is the Frankenforge Electrode. Shout out to Christian of Frankenforge. No, this is not a review unit. It's not a review unit, but it's going to get a review. The other one, hold on. Freaking Sweet from South Africa. That's not the name of the knife. It's just freaking sweet. This is the Plunkett Tools Harpoon. That's it. The Plunkett Tools Harpoon. That's exactly what the COA says. Number 6. Number 6? I don't think the last time I got a knife that was in like that was this new to the maker / company was the Mojave Machinist Proof number 28. This is sublime. They know what's going on down there in South Africa. I'll tell you what, like, oh man, Plunkett Tools. Shout out to Plunkett Tools, by the way. I am stoked that I was able to get this. This is an incredibly well done piece. South Africa is really, really good as far as knives coming from makers down there. What's up, Dan? Good to see you, man. Welcome into Ed. Says poll needs a no. There is a no. I just didn't, do the explicits. Leave me alone, Ed. Speaking of the poll, I asked the question. That's the theme of tonight's live stream, which was, do we ask / expect too much of knife makers? This is not necessarily directed specifically at the Bark River Knives situation. This is in general, and I'll give some more context on this here in a little bit based on my personal thoughts, my personal reflections about myself. I asked the question, 3% said yes, 58% said no, and of course, 39% coming in second with, I like rocks.
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
There you go. Yeah. 33 votes in. We'll leave it up for a little bit longer. You guys just let me know. Okay. Just let me know. I have a feeling based on this, people will just say no. Hold on. I'm so far behind on the chat. It's not even funny. I'm going to scroll, say hi. What's up, Marco? What's up? I'm scrolling, guys. Mike and Ike's EDC. Good to see you, dude. Hold on. Still scrolling. Nick T. Henry G. I'm catching up in a hurry. Eric Johnson. Good to see you, dude. Says, only drama I care about is Ed B's chop. What is going on with Ed's chop?
This is Sparta!
Anyone else see the Remet button frame lock coming out? Is that the one you mentioned to me earlier? The Gecko collaboration? Is it a Gecko Custom Knife Works collab, or is it just called the Gecko? I haven't seen it. You asked me. I haven't seen it, dude. They don't tell me these things. Believe it or not, they don't give me a heads up. I usually find out when I see it something on Instagram. There's so much knife stuff on Instagram. It's crazy. Shout out to my man, The Pons, who's been a Spartan for 19 months.
This is Sparta!
Is this one of those free trials I forgot to cancel? We're calling about your YouTube channel's expiring Membership warranty. Remember those calls? Some people still get them. Stay hydrated. And thank you again for being a channel member for 19 months. Ian says, I'm a simple man. I just expect designs and steels that open my wallet. There you go. There you go. What's up, Red Black? Welcome into TC Blades. What's up, TC? Good to see you, dude. We're scrolling. We're scrolling. Rumors are there is a frame lock atom on the way. I thought there's always been a frame lock atom. Didn't they do that a while ago, like years ago, like 4 years ago or something? I thought they did. I could be wrong. I'm still scrolling. On the edge. What's up, man? Good to see you. I'm trying to catch up, guys. I am trying. I know I'm missing stuff. Hold on. Shout out to my man, Ian Goats. $10 super. Thanks, dude. Thank you so much for the $10 super. He says, here, get an Ozark Grail on me. I mean, I was about to say, doesn't that buy you two? Or I could buy like 1% stock in like one expensive knife. I don't know. Thank you, Ian. Appreciate it, man. Welcome into Skull EDC. Paperclip, what's up, dude? Hold on. Welcome into Reaper. Welcome in. Michael Sawyer says, shitty stuff happens, but it seems like it's mostly the previously established Super Pro USA guys that are falling victim to marketing Chinese products as US handmade. I mean, listen. I don't know, right? I don't know how rampant this is. I have no idea. It's a dangerous question to ask. Well, if Bark River did it, if Hogue did it, who else has done it or is currently doing it? That's a dangerous question to ask because we don't know. I am going to liken the Bark River Knives situation to the theme of tonight's show here in a little bit. As soon as I catch up with the chat, he says, I can finally watch NASCAR and it's going to be everyone's problem. Oh, man. Staten, good to see you, dude. He says, all good? Yeah, all good, dude. All good over here. Let's see. I'm catching up. Randy Butternups, what's up? Welcome to Night Rare. Good to see you, dude. All right, guys. I'm just going to jump to the bottom, okay? How about that? All right, so I asked tonight's question. For those of you just piling in now, I asked the question, do we ask/expect too much of knife makers? This is a general question. I asked this question because I happen to follow many USA knife makers, and there's a common theme, at least amongst some of those who post videos on social media, like McNeese, like Greg Medford, like SP, like Alex Steingraber of SPK. There's a lot of complaining going on, specifically about warranties. You hear this the most frequently, but also like makers that check their emails. Medford had a recently unhinged, like more unhinged than normal, response to somebody giving him a hard time about how he handled the Praetorian situation. Like, he retired it, he brought it back, now there's old new stock that's going out, and now people are like, wow, I bought one at full price because it was an investment. He just went off on him. And you know what? That's his right. He literally served his country. He has the right to say whatever he wants, even if it's offensive, ill-mannered. Doesn't matter. He's not screaming fire in a crowded theater. Give the man his due. You don't have to agree with them. You can be offended. You can hate what he says, whatever. It doesn't matter. He's just one of those guys that talks a lot on social media. And he's not the only one. Alex Steingraber does it. Jonathan McNeese does it. A lot of makers do. They always complain about the warranty requests, and I get it. People don't know. They're not knife makers. They're not, the designers. Some people just want to know why all of a sudden, their knife has late lockup. What's funny is the defenders of the makers. They get so offended. They get so offended when people ask stuff of their favorite maker, like that they think is unreasonable. And I'm no different, okay? Like when it comes to asking a lot of makers, I'll give you an example. Recently, and by recently, I mean like, what was it? Freaking yesterday, Koenig Knives announced that they are finally going to be offering a mini goblin, but with a thumb stud. Which is freaking perfect. The original goblin from Sharknivko, Eddie Barajas, it didn't have a flipper. It had a thumb stud. People said it was a completely different knife. Completely. So about time that they went ahead and said, you know what? These aren't selling all that well. A lot of comments saying that people want thumb studs. Sure enough, thumb stud. Now, I live in the same town as Koenig. I live in the same town as Chris Reeve. Same general ballpark as Hawk Knives and Buck Knives and Millet Knives. And there's a lot of makers in my general vicinity. A lot. So, I'm kind of at the epicenter, right? So I can't help but ask, because I always said that I would love it if they freaking put a thumb stud right there. I don't want the flipper tab gone. I like it. It's really crisp flipper action. But I commented on that post, on Koenig's post, and I said, hey, could I walk my mini goblin in to have a thumb stud added? I was disappointed because their response was, no, because it's not possible, because we had to move the logo, the Koenig logo, to fit the thumb stud. Disappointed. So disappointed. So disappointed. I get it. Still disappointed. I didn't just comment, though. I also had sent them a message because I was waiting for them to respond. I didn't know if they would to a comment. So I sent them a message and said, hey, could I walk this in and have a thumb stud added to my mini goblin? And they said no, because they didn't have enough inventory. Which was weird, because I'm like, inventory of what? Drill bits? Like, I didn't say that. They said, no, we won't drill an existing blade. We would only replace it, a perfectly good blade, with one that has a thumb stud already drilled into it. Let me be clear. Koenig doesn't owe me anything. But just down the street is Chris Reeve Knives, who helped Koenig set up his business. He gave him lots of advice. He helped him. Chris Reeve helped Bill Koenig. People that are a fan of the lore, they know this. If you take your Chris Reeve Sebenza, be it a 31 or a 21, doesn't matter, or your Umnums on, and you take it to Chris Reeve and you say, hey, I don't want a double thumb stud anymore. I want a single thumb stud. You know what they'll say? Great. We'll give it back to you in like 4 to 6 weeks. You could say, hey, you know what? The small 21 has S35 steel. I want MagnaCut. A model you don't even make anymore. You know what they'll say? Great. We'll get it back to you in 4 to 6 weeks. Hey, I want a double thumb stud. Great. Hey, I want bead blast. I want glass blast instead of stone or like sand blast. Great. You know, I went over all the freaking options you could do, and they said, pretty much anything you're thinking of, we could do it here. No pushback. Sure, you might have to spend for some of that. But Koenig's like, no, we don't have enough inventory. And I mentioned this. Like, here's the thing. Fans of American-made knives always defend the makers, like, that they believe in the most. So I mentioned this in a group chat, and they're like, they don't owe you anything, like, blah, 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 you're being unreasonable. I'm like, but am I, though? Is it unreasonable to ask and then be disappointed? Like, not a cheap knife. Existing customer. Local. Why not? Why wouldn't they sacrifice their logo on the blade on a knife that, to anybody that knows knives, is going to know this is a Koenig? Like, you couldn't just drill it? I don't know. But it did get me thinking, like when I mentioned it, like how up in arms people got, like, do we ask too much of makers? It's a special request, really a big deal, especially if you're willing to pay for it. I think it's one thing. It would have been one thing. I would have seen it differently had I been asking for something for free. Or if their answer had been more like, we just don't have the time. Or it'll take a long time to get back to you. But it got me thinking, like, do we ask too much of makers? By the way, I still love this knife. Carried it today for Warning Wednesday. It goes really good. There it is. It goes really good with the other knife I carried today, which was the Plunket Harpoon. Freaking Plunket Harpoon. Plunket Tools. Plunket Tools, guys. Follow him on Instagram. That's the only way you're going to ever be able to get a knife from him, at least as of right now, because he doesn't have a website. But he's legitimate, and he ships fast from South Africa. They make a great carry bear. I was just disappointed. I was really looking forward to walking this bad boy in and getting a thumb stud installed. Now, I could send it to a knife modder. So many out there who would drill this, pop a stud in there and whatever. It's not the same. It's not the same as when you have the maker do it. When I did that with my small 21, Chris Reeve issued a new certificate of authenticity. It was warranted. It was taken care of, and it was done right by them. Do we ask too much makers? Not just on my situation, but in general. I'm wondering what I'm going to get to in the chat. Hold on. Hey, shout out to Michael Sawyer. New member. Let's go, baby. Bradford Mitchell. There he is. With the $5 super. Says, yes, my priority is with my over 20-year-old World of Warcraft addiction than my 2-year-old knife addiction. Hey, at least when you commit, you don't half-ass anything. You full-ass everything. I played World of Warcraft once upon a time. I don't have time for video games anymore. Some days I miss it, but usually, like, when it went to video game addictions, my fix was the toxic Call of Duty lobbies. You know, with the microphones and like 8-year-olds saying things that they really shouldn't say. Like maybe more like 12-year-olds. Those kids are toxic, man. There was always fun. Southern Cali says, Medford and Alex are just man children. Running a business means dealing with customers, period. McNeese should not be lumped into that group, though. Listen, I'm here to tell you that no knife maker is perfect. No knife maker is perfect. Some are smarter than others and stay off social media. I've heard things about almost every single maker that, if validated, would make any fan, like a lot of fans of those makers, not fans. People have really strong opinions about the personal lives of some of these people, which is crazy to me, by the way. I'm here for the knives. Like, I love the stories behind them. It's really cool to know a bit about the people behind them, but I digress. All I'm going to say is ignorance is bliss. I like a lot of USA knife makers. Jonathan McNeese makes awesome knives. Heard he's coming out with the mini Dixon. I asked for that. Dragon scale milling? Yes. Will that only be a Blade Show exclusive? I sure hope not, but it might be. But when I say like McNeese What I mean is that he frequently talks on social media. I wasn't saying that he was an angry man-child or goes off on these terrible rants, although he has ranted on social media, just with a bit more reservation than Greg Medford. That's not a high bar to clear, dude. It's not a high bar to clear. Follow him on Instagram. McNeese goes on rants too. He's just usually he has a bit of a limiter. I think maybe his wife helps him record the videos. Whatever it is, it's perfect. It's perfect. Dan says, who in their right mind is defending Medford? Plenty of people do. Plenty. I don't think he's someone that needs defending. He has enough of a voice for himself. What's up, David? Good to see you, dude. Ed says, Mr. Flipper Delete likes the flipper. Well, let me tell you something, Ed. So you see this flipper? This is actually a pretty low profile pocket pecker. And if you delete it, guess what? It doesn't do much. Like, it doesn't do much, dude. Like, you could delete the flipper entirely and you still wouldn't gain almost anything ergonomically speaking, but you'd lose the flipper. And the flipper action on this is bang on. It pops. It's got an audible pop to the deployment. It's really freaking good. It's not everyone's cup of tea. As someone that's handled a lot of different knives over the years, I can tell you that it's a really impressive, snappy flipper action. Love it. I wouldn't get rid of it. Would I add a thumb stud? Absolutely. Getting rid of it? No. The only way that would actually make sense is if they redid the handles so that you would actually get something out of it, ergonomically speaking. But again, you see that? Getting rid of that tiny little bit right there doesn't really help the ergos. But they did it on the thumb stud version. They got rid of the flipper entirely, which is one of the reasons why I would want thumb stud added to this instead of having the flipper deleted and just having a thumb stud. Although, I don't know. It's just my thoughts. It says, you'll get over it, Roll. At worst, you will get them to think about changing it for the future. I don't know, man. I don't think they care about my opinion. And honestly, I don't need them to. I still love my mini goblin. I'll tell you what, like Arius, mini Arius, they're still on my list. I will get one hopefully this year. Koenig makes some amazing knives. Will I get a thumb stud specific mini goblin? I don't think so. I already have this one. And again, I like the flipper tab. I just want a thumb stud added. And I don't want to use one of those, like, I don't want to use one of those cheapo little thumb stud adder-oner thingies that you just slide over the top and screw in, and they're made out of like tin foil in China. But I don't want to do that. Like, anyone can get a thumb stud adapter and pop it on. I'm not doing that. I did try one on this knife just to see how I would like the action. And I got to say, with a thumb stud, it's amazing. It is amazing. It's really good. But I don't want to do that long term. Like, I'd have to have it drilled. But I also don't want to, like, completely void warranties or whatever. So, who knows? It says, buy a drill press yourself. Same issue. Same issue as sending it off to a modder, dude. Same issue. Facebook is worse. I don't know, man. Reddit's pretty hard to beat on the cesspool scale. Dan says old Call of Duty lobbies were the best. The craziest shit's being said. Good old days of gaming. Oh man, Call of Duty 4? Yes. Call of Duty 4 lobbies, Call of Duty Modern Warfare lobbies, and I'm talking about the original Modern Warfare. You guys know. Mini Dixon. Yep, they're doing a Mini Dixon, which is perfect. The first time I got my hands on the Spider Frag Dixon, the first thing I said was, they need a smaller version. They need a smaller version. Be super EDC friendly. Like maybe 3/4 of the size, like 75%, maybe 80% of the size. I'm thinking like mini Arius, maybe a little bit bigger than a Para 3. I don't know. but they're doing it, and I'm going to get one. Says he didn't hint at a mini Dixon from the vids I saw of Blade Show Texas. According to Bradford Mitchell, that's not true. According to Bradford Mitchell, we could probably expect one coming. That's Cole's new gamer tag, Mini Dixon. Reddit has its trash, but there's a lot that isn't. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've been in and out of Reddit myself. You know what's funny? Is that after the last live stream, like there were several people, like a few that reached out to me directly. They were like, you know, like you really shouldn't say that there's people that are helping these counterfeit companies. Like that's just like multiple people. So if you think it's just you that I'm replying to, it's not. There's multiple people told me that it's just hearsay. That's not true. That's not true. I actually, right after getting those messages, I went on Reddit. I was like, you know, am I full of it? Am I full of it? And I started scrolling and I started looking at the Chinese knives Reddit thread. And guess what? It took me all of about 5 minutes. 5 minutes to find someone talking about how winter pudding would if they sent winter pudding, their authentic winter pudding would then counterfeit it and send them a free one. 5 minutes. So if you're one of those people that truly believes that myself or that Transparent Knives or that anybody who has mentioned the fact that people in this cesspool of a subreddit, Chinese knives, don't actually help these counterfeit companies, there are plenty of people in those groups that do. Openly and publicly. And it's not hard to pull those receipts. So, not hearsay. Not hearsay. It is unfortunate, though. Tom Cook says, McNeves gave a hint to a smaller Dixon to rob of nerdy knives. Nice. Brad Mitchell said that Mini Dixon was coming. Brad. Accountability, Brad. How do you hold a random community member accountable? I have no idea. Knife Bomb, what's up, dude? He says, I wonder if they changed the detent on the studded mini goblin. I hope not. The detent is tuned towards a flipper tab. It's stupidly snappy, but I have tried it with one of those coffee can thumb studs. I got the idea from Stasa. Stasa does this all the time. When he wants to determine if a knife could utilize a thumb stud, because something people don't think about is that a stud that you put on a knife like this, it has to clear the frame. If you go too far over, it won't clear the frame, and then it's just dumb. Too far down, and maybe you don't have a good action. Too far up, and maybe like it's too stiff. It just kind of depends. So the placement is really important. Coffee can add-on thumb studs are great for kind of planning out where that stud would go and if it would even be a viable option. So I have one, and I tried it, and I got to tell you, it's going to be like right. Oh, you can't see. It's going to be like right there. And it works great with the existing detent. It's very notchy. It's a notchy action where like it breaks and you notice it. Like it will fire with authority. So I hope not. I hope they didn't dumb down the detent. That says, well, yeah, the Chinese knife Reddit is trash, but there's a lot of others that aren't. I've been in 2A subreddits. I've been in Nerf Blaster subreddits. I've been in a lot of different subreddits. I have gone through many communities, and I got to tell you that there's a lot of trash out there. There's a lot of trash. There's a lot of trolls. There's a lot of. It's like for those Star Wars fans, it's like Mos Eisley, filled to the brim with scum and villainy. Michael Sawyer says, Reddit is trash, but it's also 100% people with the facade torn away. Don't disagree. Knight says, I just want to lefty areas. Haven't they made them before? Let me see. Left left-handed Koenig Arius. You hear the keyboard, but I haven't done the screen share yet. Guys, this would be a great time to mention that we are going to get to a pocket check here relatively soon. I really love the new way that we're doing the pocket check. Shout out to the newest channel/Discord mod, Mr. TC Blades, for the idea. This is actually the second time he's mentioned it, and the first time he mentioned it, I just meant to implement it, and I didn't. But now I actually have. We're going to start from the bottom of the pocket check, and then we're going to work our way up. And that way, it's just not one never-ending pocket check as people pile in. So if you want your pocket check to be featured on the live stream, please head on over to the Discord community and post your pocket check in there, or forever hold your pockets. Anyways, left-handed Arius. I'm doing a little bit of a searchy search right now. Koenig Knives. Boom. Do we have any left-handed Arius? Left-handed Arius, where are you? Lefty Arius? I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. Maybe they just did a very limited amount of them. Left-handed Koenig Arius for sale. Maybe they did. DLT trading. That's what it says. I don't think so. I don't think so. Wow, they just have these sitting out here just waiting to be bought up. Lefty Arius. Not seeing it, dude. Not seeing it. They might have done some limited runs in the past, though. You never know. Mini Arius non-flipper. It's kind of the one that I want, although with blue hardware. Like this one. Here's the trick. The hard part is, yes, these are available right now, but you should not buy one brand new when the secondhand market is so generous. I've been seeing these in all kinds of conditions, including like new in box, for whatever you take that for like $625, $650. So $790 brand new, but you can pick it up on the secondary for a lot less, which is probably what I'm going to do. Probably save myself some bread on that purchase. But Mini Arius is definitely in my future. Non-flipper. I mean, I feel like I've paid the flipper piper. I paid the piper with the flipper on my flipper only mini goblin that now like will never have a Koenig thumb stud because I ask too much. A lefty Arius. If I ever see one night, I'll let you know. Shout out to TC, battalion leader for 17 months. I can rest easy knowing that I've actually contributed something to society for once. You've contributed a lot, man. You've contributed for a long time to this channel, and we thank you so much for all of your support. Excuse me. I need to drink more water. I should probably just do shots of olive oil instead of hot sauce before the live. Lone Star says the pocket check is the Camilla's drop point and 3CR 13 MOV, just a noob with a 9-inch buoy. Who's measuring? Or is that actually a knife? We're gonna move on. Drinkwater says the Xenon looks nice. It does look nice, but I've had multiple people tell me directly that it is still feeling like a prototype and not a finished model. And yet they are selling it as a finished model. I will not be buying a Xenon Gen 1. I'm going to wait for further generation iterations. And it's not that you have to wait super long for that either. Think about it like this. The Arius has had what, at least four generations now. Give it another year. There will be a Xenon Gen 2, and I guarantee you that will be the first one to really look for. If you can borrow someone's xenon, borrow it and let me know if my sources are spot on and that it feels like an unfinished knife, because they're not charging unfinished knife prices. It's just something that you should keep an eye on. Dirty Dance is asking too much, Roll. Damn it. Speaking of which, I asked the audience at the beginning of the live stream, do we ask or expect too much of knife makers? I gave my own example of me asking Koenig if they would install a thumb stud on my flipper only mini goblin, to which they said no, because they don't want to ruin their beautiful, what is this, like, what is that, Times New Roman font? I'm being ridiculous on purpose, but also because they would only do it if they could replace the whole blade. There's no point to replacing the whole blade on this. This blade is perfect, baby. Perfect. Fellas, no just means not right now. Shout out to the single guys out there. I'll ask again. It'll be one of those day 52 of asking Koenig to install a thumb stud on my mini goblin. Blind Woo, what's up, dude? What is up, dude? Says, any red hot deals on Bark River knives right now, or are the fanboys still in full denial and unwavering support? That's a good question. We're going to check on this real quick. That is a good question. I actually hadn't checked. I'm not a fixed blade guy. Like, I own a handful and I do like them, but I'm in general not a fixed blade guy. Let's see. Bark River knives. DLT used to have a lot of them. Ooh. Did they take down all? Did they take down all of their stock? I don't believe it. No friggin' way. No friggin' way. Blue Blade Raid 26. Okay, there they are. Blade Raid Woodland Special. Wait, what? Is Blade Raid the company that the Sun set up? I think it is, because that still says Bark River. Is this one of those? Is this one of those Chinese knife kits? 224. I don't know if I'd call that a sale. Country of origin, USA. I don't know. Blade Raid. Little Creek. They got all of them, dude. All of them. I'm seeing if I can find one of the models that was named as one of those that used the blade kit. Handy Hunter. I mean, they all still say made in the USA. That's a brave stance, DLT. A very brave stance. I mean, again, technically, can they get away on the technicality that enough processes were done here to call it USA made? I mean, probably. Are they going to live on that? They might. They might. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would say that those are white hot sales, though. I wouldn't call it white hot sales. Roll doesn't want to mod his goblin himself. Also, Roll, I got to replace the scales and clip on my poop knife. Which one do you have again? Do you have a Tenacious? I think you have a Tenacious. They named the models with Chinese steel. I know they did. I just don't remember. I don't have the list in front of me. Michael Sawyer says they believed the affected blades would actually appreciate in value, becoming future collector's items. I don't know. Did the Hoback Sumo become a collector's item? Actually, that's a good question. I'm going to find out. The Hoback Sumo. I love that knife. Here's the sad thing, especially like on the topic of Hoback. I loved the Hoback Sumo. I had one. I bought one shortly before it was revealed that Hoback was lying. I sold it shortly thereafter. Hoback Sumo. In stock. You know what? In stock. Ooh. According to artificial intelligence on Google, the Jake Hoback Sumo is currently hard to find, with many major retailers listing it as sold out or discontinued. However, some retailers like Sawyer River Knife and Trading Company and Ridge Runner Blades list certain models for sale. Check Blade HQ for potential intermittent stock. They don't have any. I know they don't. Wait, let's see. Speaking of fire sales, wow, you can still buy a Hoback Sumo. No shit. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it. Just look at it. Is that the same? Is that the same one though? That one looks like the one that I used to have. I kind of want to buy one now. I kind of want to buy one now. Like, I might be onto something. I liked it. I liked mine a lot. I mean, I liked it a lot more when I thought it was USA made, for $500, $550 back in the Dizzy. But it's now $485, a genuine steel. Genuine steel. Let's see. I mean, I would rock it. I would rock it. It was a good knife. Who made it? I think it was like We Knives, or I think it was We Knives was the actual maker behind the Sumo. I'm trying to remember who got unveiled as the maker. It was either We or Riot. But it's actually a pretty freaking cool knife. Aside from the lying. I wonder if they would take offers if I was to reach out to them and be like, I'll give you $350. $350. I might be the only one searching for Hoback knives right now. Are they even still in business? Hoback knives still in business. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And has consolidated its operations, including the Hoback Customs brand based in Idaho. The company continues to design, manufacture, and sell high-end durable knives, focusing on bringing production in-house. Do you believe it? I mean. Announcement. Do. I'm just reading because I'm curious. Sometimes you check back on, certain situations, like what's going on. Precision CNC'd machine fixed blade handle service. Really? Oh, look at that. Nothing for sale. Custom knives for sale. You could pay $1,000. $1,000 for this. Is it really one of the customs? I don't know. Probably. We'll go with probably. I did like my Hoback Sumo. I was one of those that was very disappointed when we've all found out. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get on with the pocket check very, very soon. I'm going to scroll down all the way to the bottom. So now is your chance to get into the pocket check before I start. Bradford Mitchell with the $5 super.
This is Sparta!
Says, I did not see the mini Dixon, but was told by someone who talked to Jonathan about it, and it was not Rob. The game of telephone. I know how this works. They were probably drunk and talking about something else entirely, and that got translated to mini Dixon. What was the conversation? We might never know with this convoluted game of telephone. But I'm taking it on your word as a gentleman that it is coming, because I really want it to. And I'm an optimist. I really want a McNeese mini Dixon. I do. I think it would be the perfect size if it was between 75 to 85% of the size of a regular Dixon. Lone Star says, could it be a historical first, an American-made knife company counterfeiting their own knives themselves for full premium price? I mean, it it might be. Probably not. Maybe not. It's probably been done before. What's up, Dolomite? Michael Soros says, we made the Hobacks. I got the Goliath super cheap. They gave Kubi all the Wii models, and they're available from them. Yeah, I know that Kubi's doing the Sumo now, but the Kubi Sumo and the Hoback Sumo, they are different. I'll give you an idea. Actually, this would be a really cool comparison. We'll get to this comparison if I remember. That's the trick. I have to remember after we do the pocket check. Guys, this is the Only Spartans Discord. If you want to know about the community that I'm building, or at least trying to build, this is it. How do you join? Where do you find the link? It's in the post section of my YouTube channel, which, by the way, I need to post a new invite link. So I'm going to do that really quick. I'm going to do that really quickly. We'll generate a new one. We'll say that it doesn't ever expire, which will be untrue after I generate another one in the future. No limit of uses. Roles optional. Ooh. I learn new things about Discord every day. We're going to generate a new link, and I'm going to post this in the community section of my YouTube channel. So if you want to join and you're a channel member, you'll be able to see it. That's the trick. You have to be a channel member. Membership start as little as 99 cents. So if you want to join, consider becoming a channel member. We're going to go to YouTube and we're going to fix that. All channel members. There we go. All right. It's now the most recent post on my community section. No excuses. If you guys want to join, you can join. You can find it if you want to. We're going to start off today's pocket check with Kevin Smith, although On the Edge is actually posting one as we speak. We'll give it a second. We'll give it a second. By the way, Rob, did I say thank you? Brad, I don't know why I called you Rob. Brad, thank you so much for the $5 super. Appreciate it. Josh Worth says, I'm also selling a USA made bridge if anyone is interested. A USA made bridge. Was it made here? When was it made? Who did the making? Is it American made if it was made by immigrants without citizenship status? These are questions I need answers to. Does that count? That's a ridiculous question to ask. It says, I've got a USA-made Louisiana swamp. If anyone's interested, I'm good. I don't need any gators. I'll leave that to the Floridians. All right. I think we can go ahead and get to the pocket check. What's up, Kodiak? Good to see you, dude. All right, guys, we're going to get into the pocket check. Hang on. Starting off with on the edge, he's got the Olatans, but not carrying. Just got it, and I'm flipping it. Nice. That's cool, man. Very nice. Very clean aesthetic. That looks very familiar. That blade shape looks very familiar. I know it's a classical blade shape, so forgive me. I'm just saying that looks familiar. It kind of reminds me, you know what? I'm not playing that game. It's a clean looking knife. I'm not playing that game. It's a very clean looking knife. Kevin Smith, he's got, what is that? That is the Blessed Knives. That's Blessed Knives. I forget. Donnie Bless. Donnie Bless. Paging Donnie Bless. Which knife model is that? That one is a Sabenza 31. Very nice. Very nice Sabenza 31. I like it. Because you want South American bling. Ooh. This is what I'm talking about. South African, not American. Wow. I'm going to drink more water. South African bling. Man, gorgeous. Freaking gorgeous. South African makers are so talented. Takafu Sanmai. Okamegane. Mammoth bone scales, or is that mammoth tooth? Freaking gorgeous, man. That is super bougie. Super bougie. Yeah, that's nice. Sever 7, what's good, Sever? Good to see you, man. What were you calling this one again? It wasn't the Wyvern, right? Was it? Was it the Wyvern? I'm trying to remember. You've mentioned it. It's my poor working memory, so you'll have to forgive me. But I do know that I love the scales. I love the milling. Very, very aggressive looking Tanto harpoon blade shape. Looks good, dude. Looks very nice. Rebel Rouser, he's got a few. He's got a slip joint, which I'm going to struggle with. That is the Lake Champlain Barlow. There we go. And the BMK Ether. I'm not sure about this one here in the middle. I like that slip right there, though. That's a really beautiful slip. Who made that? That's what I want to know. Who made that slip? I need a slip for my American Blade Works slip joint. Very nice. Drinkwater's got the DSK VX-C and the McBee. Look at that. Talking about custom knives. DSK Tactical makes some crazy blades that I want to check out. Victor Blades, aka Staten Island, he's got, that's a Knoll Knives. It's not a, that's not a Raiden, right? It is, maybe it is a Raiden. It's either a Raiden or a Raikou. I get them mixed up. You'll have to forgive me. And then he's got a Spyderco Native 5. Lil Native. That might be a Lil Native. Lil Native in 15V. Very nice, dude. Lil Native. Yeah. John Tagamore, he's got the Asher Knives fixed blade. I didn't know Asher made fixed blades. Right on. You guys are going to learn very quickly now that if it's not listed and I don't know what it is, I'm not going to agonize on it. I'm just going to move up. Roman Craig's got a voodoo. What is the crazy angle of that voodoo that you do? The perspective on this shot makes that Knoll Knives voodoo look crazy, dude. I'm here for it. The voodoo is an amazing knife. Love it. Let's go. Reaper, he's got the Audacious Concept, Aculus, and Imp. I've never heard of that brand. Audacious Concept. I learn new things every day. Very nice. Let's see. John Bon Joner, he's got... I edit my fingers out of the photo. Thought it looked cool, especially with the see-through pivot. Is that truly a see-through pivot, or did that just happen when you AI'd your fingers out? I need to know. Wow, it's floating. The exorcism needs to begin. What knife is that? I don't know. We're moving on. Red black. He's got a benchmade Dacian. Nice. Not a big benchmade guy. Would I rock a Dacian? Probably not. I don't rock a lot of fixed blades. I wouldn't mind owning one. It's not high on my list. It's not high on my list. Hold on. Very cool though. Very cool. Wicked Dreams. He's got the that's Forever Steel, right? Forever Steel? Is it Forever Steel? Is that a prototype? Whose prototype is it? Who are you doing the polishing for? And that's hot. That's hot. What is it? I don't know. I know I've seen that before. Geek Machinist says may not make it for the live stream, but here's an Azula in S35VN. Nice, man. Beautiful shot right there on the mountainside. Love it. Jim's got the Tuya B Saxy, the CJRB Mini Pyrite, the Jack Wolf, and Jacob Creates Collusion. I dig it. Aaron's got the Tanto Prince Protean, the SPK Pry Bar, and who makes this one right here? Who makes this pen? I don't know. Randy Butternose. Vosteed Raccoon. Top liner lock. Nice. TC's got a couple. TC just likes to watch me struggle. Apparently he's got the new Devo Stout. The new Devo Pony Stout. My bad. He's got the Concept Pry Bar, which I don't remember the name of that. He's got a Herman Epica pen with the hammered finish. Man, the next bougie pen I get, like truly bougie, it's got to be either Grimsmo Saga or Herman Epica. They're both high on my list. He's also got a Poikilo. I'm not sure. Is that one an Orca? Not sure. With the Rolex, I'm certain that's not a real Rolex. Is it? Is that a real Rolex? I need to know. Southern Cali's got the Dixon with the frag pattern milling. Tell me I'm wrong, dude. A smaller version, like 75 to 80% of that size would be perfect, right? Right? I hope so. Dave's got the Sea Breeze Warning. Little Asher knives going on. Asher Spiro Warncliffe. Looks to be heavily modified. He does a lot of the knife mods. I like it. Cat Scratch has the NAF Yipper. This doesn't have the blade hitting the spacer. Did the Yipper originally... The NAF's Yipper is not... Is it really made by MKM, or is that part of the joke? It's like, wait a second. That doesn't say NAFs. That says MKM. I feel like I'm being trolled. I don't know that much about it. I don't. Stonewall's got a V2 and 154 CM and R2 and Magna Cut. Ooh. Raiden, right? The Raikou was the Warncliffe, right? I'm going to follow through. I'm not going to look up the stuff. I'm not going to get lost in the sauce today, baby. That's not a pocket check. Is that a bratwurst in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me, Craig? Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. I was about to be very disappointed if you only carried the wieners today. He's got the Cold Steel Luson. He's got the Vosteed Croc. He's got a Kershaw Blur. He's got a Swift 3. He's got a Spyderco. I want to say that is a Manix 2XL. I know this one. This one is a Kaiser Grazioso, and I'm going to miss on this guy right here. I almost got them all. Speaking of the Vosteed Croc, did anyone pick up the 329? 329. Got it right here, baby. Just curious. It's one of those videos I need to release content for already. Vavelski, he's got a pair of 3 with the RG Custom Metalworks scales that I need to get. I need to get these. I bought the RG Custom Metalworks smock scales because they're slightly less expensive than these. Because I was like, you know what? If I get them and I don't like them, then I've got a good excuse not to spend even more on the pair of 3 scales. Well, guess what? I got them and I loved them. Gorgeous, dude. Gorgeous. 15V pair of 3 with the RG Custom Metalworks scales. Tom Cook's got the Hogue Deca. Is that the Big Idea design type bolt pen? I'm not sure. Very nice though, man. Very nice. Original goat scales on that Hogue Deca. Cool. Oh, Ed. You should not be allowed to post pictures of wings. I already ate dinner. And now I'm hungry again. Damn it. Spyderco. Just kidding. It's a McNee's Spider Frag Dixon. At least that's what I call it. Looks like she's treating you well, Ed. She's treating you well, man. Looking good, my friend. Skull's got a PM2 Salt and Magna Cut Finch Jackrabbit Steg Jack Wolf Barlow. Ooh, look at that. There you go. There you go. So you can get close up and look at the transition, right? Oh, no. Close up with the changes in light. That is trippy. That is trippy. Paperclip, he's got a Basti Thunder Beast. Hot take. If we're talking regular production knives, that might be the best regular production Vancor lock knife that I have tried. People are going to disagree. Thunder Beast is freaking awesome. Love it. Might be the best production Vancor lock knife that I have tried. Regular production. Bradford Mitchell, that is not...
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
That is not a pocket check, sir. That is not a pocket check. No, wrong sound effect. Where's the right sound effect?
Certified badass.
Damn it. I give up. I was trying to find the there we go. That's not a pocket check. That's a shot of the collection. I need to know, Brad, which one did you carry? Because I know you didn't carry them all. Did you? He may have. He did list them though, so he's kinder than half of you guys. I shouldn't give him such a hard time. He's got a CRK. He's got a Chris Reeve Knives, Zahn, left hand, and Magna Cut. Really? Are you left-handed? I had no idea. Vandermeulen Homicide, a Hawk Talon, a Hinderer Jurassic Battle Black. He's got the Demko 8020.5 with the Transparent Knives Reblade and K390 Strider SNG, and the McNee's Dragon Scale Dixon. I really hope that McNee's makes this a regular milling pattern and doesn't just leave it to Blade Show. I really, really hope so. That 8020.5 has got to be one of my favorite reblade iterations that I've seen. I love the milling on the handle skills. That reminds me of the what's it called? Radial frag pattern. It's a radial frag pattern that we see on the Oz Rosies. That's awesome. And you know that blade is going to be super slicey. But I gotta know, which one did you actually carry? Make your guess in the chat. I'm going to go with, he carried the Dragon Scale Dixon? That's my guess. That's my guess. Frankie's got a Spyderco Starmate. A Starmate. I want one of these so bad. Every time, you know what's weird about me is that every time someone shows a Gale Bradley, the Gale Bradley 2, I always think, you know what I really want is a Spyderco Starmate. Although apparently some people are not huge fans of these, and I don't know why, because it was it's the second coming of one of the greatest Spyderco collaborations with Bob Terzola. And it has supposedly it has a really nasty, in a good way, hollow grind. Saber hollow. If I'm not mistaken, is that swedge? Is that swedge also hollow ground? I need to know. But I want one. They're just like $300+, which is a lot. But they are made with 20 CV and they are made right here in the US. So I guess I shouldn't be too shocked. You look at Spyderco's new pricing. I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't look at Spyderco's new pricing. Nick T's got the VK Anub and the Riot TSF. Love that Hank, by the way. And then finally, hold on. Awesome Hank. Yes, I carry Hanks. I do like Hanks. Do I use them for something other than photos? Yes. Usually for cleaning crap off my knives. So I don't use my shirt. That's how I end up with a lot of holes in my shirt. That's why I now carry a Hank. And then, of course, my carry today, these two guys. Already showed you guys. Carried these guys the Plunkett Harpoon number 6 from South Africa. Oh, that's so good. And then, of course, I reached back in my pocket. Koenig Mini Goblin for Warney Wednesday. And the last one is the Ponds with the Concept Little Main Street and the Tri-Stash V2. Olight Warrior Mini. Very nice. Guys, that is the Pocket Check. Thank you to everyone who posted in the Pocket Check. If you came in the middle and you're like, whoa, that's a new community. How do I get there? I'd love to join. Become a channel member. Channel membership starts at 99 cents a month. And you can join using a link that channel members can see in the community section of my YouTube channel. If you didn't know, now you know. There you go, guys. Thank you again to everyone who participated. We're going to get back to the chat because I am so far behind. Todd Carr, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Ed says he ignored the Neutron. You distracted me with the chicken wings. Ed, all I could focus on was chicken wings. I almost missed the Dixon that I sold you. And that's not an easy knife to miss. I do miss that knife, though. You distract me with freaking chicken wings. I have the munchies. Dirty Dan says that's a stabby boy. We're talking about the Plunkett? Oh, man. Love it. I love it. It's not the most complex knife that I've ever held. I'll give you guys some highlights for those that don't know. It's got subtle contouring, but it is contoured. About to stab myself in the face. How about I close this blade first? Yeah, that would be a good idea. It's got subtle contouring. Subtle contouring, but it is contouring. It is a front flipper. Think somewhere in the realm of Oz Machine Company Roosevelt Koenig Mini Goblin size. Thumb stud action is good. The front flipper action is super snappy. Like, I snapped that so freaking hard. I expected it to bounce off the lock bar and give me a bad day on the live stream. It didn't. It didn't. The detent is really, really good. And it makes the right noises. Like, it's just really satisfying. Really, really satisfying. Plunkett knives, I'm going to recommend this to you guys right now. He drops them in like batches of 1 and 2 at a time. He's a small maker. Some of his stuff is handmade. Some of it's made with a CNC. This one is a CNC milled harpoon. He does more than just drop point harpoons. He also does sheep's foot blades. He does, I believe he may have done a Tanso. I know he's done at least a sheep's foot or a Warncliffe harpoon. This is number 6. So I know he's only done 6 like this, at least with the CNC. Not terribly expensive either for what it is. Go check him out on Instagram, Plunkett Tools. I need to put this down. I need to put it down. On the Edge says 18 of you still need to smash the like button. Do it. Let YouTube know that we're live, baby. I was going to talk about something, and then I started the pocket check. What was it? Oh, yeah. We were talking about the difference between the Hoback Sumo and the Kubi Sumo, because they're the same design, right? Hoback Sumo, you can get it at Sawyer River Knife and Trade. Here's the deal, guys. It might be worth it as a collector's piece because they're no longer going to make these the way that they did. And it is technically about a historical point in time. I had one and I loved it, but I was jaded like many other people when they, the truth came out. But it's one thing when you spend this much money on a knife thinking that it's made in a certain place and it wasn't, versus when you spend this kind of money on a knife and you know that it is made where it's actually made. That's different. We talk about brands like Poi Kilo and Riyadh, and there's plenty of brands made in China that cost this kind of money. And I got to tell you, having checked out a lot of knives between then, back when I owned one of these, and now, the quality is still right up there with those top Chinese brands, in my opinion, based on the milling and the action and how well put together it was. So this is the original Hoback Sumo, right? Made by but we thought that it was made by Hoback. Joke's on us, right? So keep that in mind. This is the original. Take a look at the pivot, at the pocket clip, at the thumb studs, at the milling, right? Hoback, okay? Hoback Sumo 20 CV. Now, if we look for the Kubi Sumo, we're going to see some differences here, or at least we should. If I'm remembering correctly, there should be some differences. Kubi Sumo. Yes, this one would be, okay. So immediately there are differences. How many differences? I mean, that was a decision. I think they would have had better luck if they just omitted the Hoback logo entirely. It probably would have been more successful. But we're talking about a difference of $200 here. I'm telling you right now, the finish on these handles does not look as good. It does not look as good. Granted, this is an actual photo and the other one is a stock photo, but same design. I'm telling you, they are different. They do look different. And it's more than just Kubi putting their pivot on there. I know it. Or is it? Or did Kubi just take this and put their own freaking pivot on there? The ano on the thumb studs looks different. I don't think the original had the Hoback. Yeah, it doesn't have the Hoback axe right here. And this one has it. It can't be the same. It can't be the same because the whole freaking pivot milling is different because it had to accommodate for this guy, for the honeycomb pivot. Right? Yeah, it is different. They couldn't just switch out the pivot. At least now we know. Not the same. Kubi does a good job. The irony is that the Kubi Sumo probably has a harder blade steel. Probably. Because they do a cryo vacuum treat. What do they have this one at? 60 to 62? Yeah, I'm not surprised. Anyways, not the same. I kind of miss my Sumo. Just for the memories. I was going to go somewhere. Where was I going? Where was I going? Todd says, yeah, I won't be buying Hoback anytime ever. But see, now it's kind of ironically cool because now it's different. Again, it's different when you know where it was made versus if you bought one and you were lied to. I kind of felt like it was mandatory to sell it. But the more I think about it, like, those knives are no longer benefiting Hoback, right? But they're still out there. They're still a part of history. So it's one thing if you buy one during a time when it benefits a maker that lied publicly to everybody. But, for example, the existing new old stock that is out there, that's no longer benefiting the maker. That's just the seller. That's just the retail store. They didn't do anything wrong, right? So at this point, the only person you're really supporting is that store owner who just sells knives. It is an interesting piece of history. The Sumo Pocket Clip looks like a hotspot. It's not. It's not. I had one. Ergos were really good on it for me. They were really good. On the Edge says, as far as I can figure out, the Excalibur is still in Whittier, California. Good grief. Man, I'm sorry. It sucks when packages just stop moving and they just stay stopped. That sucks. That really sucks. Fingers crossed for you, man. I am 66, believe it or not, and I don't feel a day older than 62 and a half. I believe it. I believe it. I'm fidgeting with the Integral at the moment. Wish I had the funds for the Vertilock Excalibur. All right. What's up, Paul? Good to see you, man. MKM Ben Peterson's NAF's design. Okay. For me personally, the Yipper was the knife that started the MagnaCut HRC saga. I still prefer tougher MagnaCut over low quality fake Chinese steel. I mean, I don't know. It's a discussion, right? It's a discussion. It really comes down to what do you want out of your steel? What do you want out of your steel? On the topic of the steel compositions that are made in China that are like, it's kind of, this is an interesting topic. It's an interesting topic because there is, I swear I talk about this at least once a year. I am very outwardly against counterfeit knives. Counterfeit knives are, they're knives that are made to look exactly like the authentic and to fool people as much as possible, but they are not in fact authentic. They're made by a counterfeit company. They copy everything from the logos to the full design to like the boxes, the packaging. Some have gone as far as to try to forger Chris Reeve Knives freaking certificate of authenticity. Oz Machine Company had to change their packaging entirely. Like, that's how bad counterfeits are. Now, there is something that kind of parallels that, and I say parallels because I'm not quite sure if I look at it the same way, and I'll tell you why. When we talk about Chinese companies using Chinese compositions of these steels, it's really interesting, and I am not super knowledgeable on this. It's really interesting when you say, well, this company, let's say that, like, I have no idea what companies do this. Let's say it's Bestech or We or whoever, insert X Chinese knife company here. And they stamp a knife with, say, 20 CV. And I chose that steel on purpose. Let's say they stamp a steel with 20 CV, but instead of made by Crucible, or at least now Aerosteel, it's made in China with the same specifications, like the same composition. Is that the same as counterfeiting a small batch maker's knives, or even a reputable maker's knives like Chris Reeve? I don't think so. I think that's actually closer to the generic brand type stuff that goes on, like when we talk about Dr. Pepper versus Mr. Pibb, right? Like, clearly not the same thing. Is it still counterfeit? Probably. if they're branding whatever knife is made with that as, say, 20 CV, but it's actually like not, because it wasn't made by Aerosteel, I guess would now be the maker. Is that counterfeit? I would say technically yes, but also very hard to prove. And plenty of those Chinese companies do actually buy steel that is directly made by Aerosteel and Carpenter and all of these others. So it's hard. It's really, really hard to understand who's doing it and who's not. Do I agree with it? No. If you're going to brand your steel as 20 CV, it better be made by Aerosteel. If you're going to brand it as M390, it should be made by Bowler. If you're going to brand it as whatever, it should be made by whatever company owns that. But the reason why I used 20 CV is because there is already 2 other companies with the exact same composition. It's Carpenter and Bowler. Nobody's crying over that. Okay, like this is where I lose people, or they're like, no, this is awful. And would I rather have companies not doing that? Yes. But there are already companies that have copied these compositions anyways. Like when the difference is so small that they are widely considered the same, it's not on the same level, in my opinion, as, say, taking a small batch knife maker's design, copying his packaging and his box and his freaking logo. That's not the same to me. Like, do I care about it? Yes. Is it that big of a is it as big of a deal to me as when knives and knife designs are cloned and counterfeited? No. The counterfeiting of knives is something that I do choose to care about more than the counterfeiting of steel, with the caveat that it's well done. The caveat is that it's well done. And that's because those material compositions have already been copied by other companies. But nobody cares about that. You see what I'm saying? Like, yes, we could become upset that a knife was labeled as 20 CV with the exact same composition, but it wasn't actually made by Aerosteel. And I think you'd be justified in that and being upset about that. But if it's the exact same composition, why are we then upset? Or should we be upset at Carpenter for CT, like 204P? Should we be upset with Bowler for M390? I mean, technically, I think Bowler came first, and then 20 CV, and then I think CTS 204P. But that's my point. Like, they all already copy each other's compositions. Maybe they're just old enough now where they can, and there's no repercussions. I don't know. Give me your opinion in the chat. You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to actually end the current poll, which was, do we ask or expect too much of knife makers? Yes, no, or I like rocks.
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
10% said yes, 66% said no, and 24% said I like rocks. Guys, that is going to be the end of that poll. I think you guys have pretty much made your point on that one. Let's do this. Why won't it let me end the poll? Damn it. Hold on. Normally it lets me do this. Hold on. Josh, what's up, dude? Good to see you. I know that was a big monologue from me. Todd Carr says same composition, yes, but the question is the process the same as in powdered metallurgy versus whatever process they are using? That's a great question and a valid question. It goes back to my caveat. If it's well made and it's identical, then it would have to be, right? Because if it's not actually powdered metallurgy, then no, I would have a problem with that, because then that would mean that we're getting something inferior. There's another type that we learned about more recently, especially with CJRB, because they have the AR PM9, the pirate steel. And for the longest time, we all operated under the assumption that it was powder metallurgy. Why? Because that's what they told us. Freaking CJRB told us it was powder metallurgy. And then Laren Thomas dropped the bomb on that and said, no, it's actually something called spray form, which is kind of similar, but not the same thing. It's better than ingot-based steel, but not as good as powder metallurgy. It's kind of in between. Spray form has to do with like the carbide distribution, how it all comes together. So, Todd, if you're saying like that these steels are not actually powder metallurgy, but they are spray form, yes, I would care about that. And that would be legitimate because that would mean that we're not actually getting, it's not, at that point, it's not the difference of 204P versus 20CV versus M390, right? Yeah, that would be a problem because we're paying for what we're assuming is a powder metallurgy steel, not a copied counterfeit that is done inferiorly. That's not a word, but we're going to use it. What's up, Rob? Good to see you, man. He says, back from Blade Show, Texas, and I'm exhausted. Dropped my last set of interviews. Nice, dude. I'll have to make sure to check them out. The people want to know, Rob, when's the McNeese Mini Dixon going to drop? I want to know. I want that knife. And word on the street is that you have the inside scoop. So please let me know, when will I be able to get my McNeese Mini Dixon? I think a 75 to 80% McNeese Dixon size would be great. What did you talk about on Rollshambo's live stream? The size of Dixons. Classy. Super classy. On the Edge says, probably one of the best, at least to me, since I sold the Max Ace Blacklight. But I am not sure what we're talking about. Here. Knife Mom says, but they list it as their composition, i.e. CPM 20CV Bowler M390 204P. They should label the blade Chinesium 20CV-ish. Look, I see M390 and 20CV badges, and I'm like, it's that one steel everyone complains about seeing too much of. That's the way I see it. On the topic, because I get it now, right? Like, I get it now. If we're talking about its performance, if it's more than just if it's the same composition. It's more than that. If it's not actually done with powder metallurgy, that would bother me. But think about it like this. Imagine that it's just, what if it is? And it's just done really, like, what if it is powder metallurgy, but it's done really softly? Or what if, on the topic of blade steel compositions being ripped off, I'm not so mad about that, knowing how many companies have done that already, right? Like, so many companies have done that already. That's Mr. Pibb and Dr. Pepper. I would appreciate it if they would just freaking label it, though, and tell us if there is a difference. I'm cool with the same composition. Shoot, that could actually be a really brilliant marketing ploy for a Chinese knife company to actually be open about it and be like, this is the same composition as this, but we're calling it, what would you call it? I don't know. I actually feel like they're missing out now. The difference would be, is there patents in place? Because China does have copyright and patent law there. It's just harder to pursue that, because to pursue it in China, you actually have to register your trademark there. So the question is, it would probably be a trademark infringement, now that I think about it. It would be a trademark infringement, especially if they're listing the name as 20CV. What I don't understand is, if it's that big of a deal, like, you'd think that a company, like a steel company, like Aerosteel is a big company. Bowler is a big company. Carpenter is still a pretty decently sized company. Like, these steel companies, they're making the steel. They send it to places like Niagara Specialty Metal, and that's where these companies buy their knife steel from, right? If these big companies don't care, I know that a steel company that works internationally would have probably no issue registering their trademark. So if they're not willing to fight that battle, You know, I thought I was going to answer questions, but it turns out I just gave myself more questions to answer. To be determined, guys. I'm not going to spend the rest of the live stream on this. Although, damn, it is later than I thought. It is later than I thought. I thought I would get to the bottom of this. My opinion. My general opinion has been I don't like it, but I'm not going to fight a crusade over it like I would for counterfeit knife companies ripping off small makers. And I do want to be clear about this. If let's say that a company like a big knife company like Kaiser rips off Aristeel by stamping something as MagnaCut. We'll use a popular steel example. They or is it Bestech, right? Because they did Magna or whatever. Let's say that Bestech rips off Aristeel, or does Niagara Specialty Metals do it? I don't know. Let's say that they do that. Is the effect greater or worse than a company creating counterfeit knives for something like the SPK Lumia? Which is the actual more significant ripple there? I would say they're both significant, but I would say that it is more damaging to a maker than an international company like Aristeel. Not saying that's right. Crime is still a crime. I prefer that they just label it and let us know. Transparency is important. I've got more questions than answers. I'll formulate a coherent opinion on it here soon. I promise, guys. Red Black says Chinese manufacturers need more transparency in their production and marketing. I vote for patches. Oh man, I'm just taking you guys through my mental process. That's what I do. Todd Carr says there's no such thing as patent law in China. That's not. I know that there is trademark infringement. This is a fact. I mean, I'll do the screen share. Hold on. Does China enforce patent law? Survey says, I know it's AI, and people are like, well, that doesn't mean anything. It's AI. It's a summary. We can look this up. Yes, China enforces patent law and has rapidly maturing intellectual property system featuring specialized IP courts and both judicial and administrative enforcement paths. Recent reforms include the 2021 patent law update have increased potential damages, adding punitive damages for intentional infringement and improve evidence. I've already looked this up. Here's the thing. I'm not coming after you, by the way, Todd. I'm passionate about this because I actually spent time researching this topic. So I was like, what the hell? If you ask legitimate Chinese knife companies, for example, what they think of counterfeits, they don't like them either. Because a lot of these guys are paying to play fair so that they can be a part of our market and not be discriminated against. And so those other companies do damage them too. Now, when I looked this up, what I found was that it's really hard to get China to enforce these trademark and patent and intellectual property laws if you don't register your trademark in their country. That's the kicker. But they actually have started prosecuting these cases. The hard part is that they chase them down, they shut them down, and then they're like, cool, they're done. And then that company pops up again under another name and under another name and under another name. You know, it's not quite unlike what we see in our economy. Food for thought. All right, guys. Rob says, did you see my answer? I'm going to scroll up, dude. Hold on. Rob Johnson's put their HRC on the blade, and I think that's amazing. That is amazing. Freaking love that. I cannot say anything explicitly. Oh, you Dirty bird. Just tell us the truth. You have my in contact information. These lips are sealed. But let's say Blade Show Atlanta should be fun, and I personally think it will be epic, like the mini cedars and the mini Veli. Don't tease me. Don't tease me. I'm gonna take that as a back alley deal. Did you handle the mini Dixon? I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious. Level On Up says, this is annoying to me, and I'll probably you all too, I'll just watch on TV. Later, friends. All right. We're probably going to end it right now anyways. It's acting up bad. What's acting up? What is acting up? I'm scrolling up. Yeah. Stream weirdness. Oh, well, guys. We're going to go ahead and call it there. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for at least what was entertaining for me live stream. I appreciate it. I am currently working on more content. I say that all the time. I really am. I'm going to have more content out soon. I've got a couple videos that are actually fully recorded, and I just need to get through editing and uploading them. So thanks for your patience, guys. Next live stream will be this Saturday at 8 p.m. Mountain, which is 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 9 p.m. Central or 7 p.m. Pacific. Might see if I could do something fun between now and then. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Kill it. Yeah. I'll see you on Saturday.